Hi, it's Susie from Pink Diamond Guide. How is everybody? Um, look, I've managed to shuffle this the wrong way. Look, I wanted to stop by and have a look at the collective energy with regard. We've got this supermoon taking place, supermoon in Capricorn that's sitting on the axis of Cancer. So we've got this incredible interplay between public and personal energies, head over heart kind of things. It is a power packed energy that is moving across the collective right now. Also, we've got a couple of retrogrades that are taking place. We've got Saturn retrograding through Pisces, Neptune retrograding through Pisces, and all of these energies really do have a get real moment about it. It should be questioning your intuition and hunches and what can I lean on, what can I trust, what's real and what's not real. So when we look at that across a twin flame collective, that is really a time to start sorting out where you're headed. What are your goals? What are your aspirations? And how do you sift the wheat from the chaff in this energy? So it's head over heart stuff, public life versus private life, and racing through different mysteries that you have going on in your world, and how do you get to the baseline around them. So let's do a bit of a reading on it. We'll look at divine feminine energy, divine masculine, build a bit of a bridge over the top, and look at some divine love oracle and see if we can't get ourselves a reading. Here we go, divine feminine, what's happening on your side of the coin? Justice card comes straight through, the Knight of Swords. So we've got this in the push from the universe, the how you're showing up in the 3D. In the soul space, you have the world, amazing. In your challenge, you've got the Six of Pentacles. Advice from Spirit is the Page of Wands, and the likely outcome is the Ten of Wands. Not massively surprised there. We've got the Three of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Cups under the deck. Look at that there. One more layer down. Not that I'm going to take it, but look at that Ace of Cups wanting to come through with some new energy. But we're not going to get new energy come through while we have lingering reserves about the past. And we really do need to be questioning our hunches. Like, what are our dreams and goals? What are our aspirations? Where do we want to go, right? And look at this. Spirit is saying, I'm bringing this energy through for you from the bottom of the deck. I've got the Eight of Cups that goes, where are you heading? What do you need to overcome? What are you moving through in order to get to your goals and dreams? And then what you've got over here is like, these levels of, I'm going to say they're levels of anxiety that have been coming in around where am I going? What am I doing? Because here you've got the seven of cups. So when you put these three together in a sequence as an underlying energy, this just says to me stress and anxiety, and that it's a real struggle to trust yourself and to trust where you're going. You're not actually believing what's coming through your subconscious energy. You're not using what's coming through in like the dream space or meditation space. You're not using that or trusting it is more the word that I want to use. You're not trusting that the energy that you're getting is reliable. So instead of letting it push you onto a new journey that's leading you towards abundance, what it's doing is pushing you into a space of anxiety or a space where you've really got to work through those energies and go, what actually are my options in a realistic way? What are my options? Where am I going? What am I doing? Where am I head over heart stuff going? Which one of these cups is a head over heart decision? Which one is a heart over your head decision? And all of this will feel like it spins around for a little bit until it comes into sharper conclusions. And that really is what this energy is designed to do right now. It's designed to get you to have a look, because there's another, that Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn. So under that energy, it's going to be wanting to build new structures or new social structures, and this is on the macro as well as the micro. If we look at it on the macro, it's like the school system changing or the banking system, a government changing and putting new processes, new policies in place that are for the betterment of the people. And at the moment, it would be the concrete is laid, the frame is up if you're building a house, and then now you've got to start putting bricks and mortar in and then bring some furniture. It's not livable until it's complete. So under this energy, it's going, I'm building, I'm building, I'm building. I have to make sure that I'm using my instinct correctly. I have to make sure that fears and struggles aren't keeping me out of my blessings at this given point. And when we're sitting with the Seven of Cups under this energy, where there's that level of anxiety about it, it's like you don't want to rush to make the wrong decision. You really want to filter this stuff out. And what you're building now needs to be built with, solid concrete. You want the foundations to be good. You don't want to be starting to put in furniture into a house where the fall floors out from underneath you. You want to see this here. It's like Four of Pentacles is about gathering resources, right? Or feeling like you're pulling things towards you versus pushing them away. So this energy, what do you want to pull towards you right now? Is you want to pull towards you the Ten of Pentacles. So stability. And when I'm looking at a twin flame or looking across the divine collective, the Ten of Pentacles is when you get the all and the everything. So right now, Spirit is putting you through a big filtration process going, what are your dreams and aspirations? What are your intuitive hunches, and how do they have power and how do they have purpose? Because these are powerful energies. Ten of Pentacles says you have it all and it wants to draw towards you at this time. Over the top of it is the Three of Swords. Now, under this, the way this card has fallen, I'm not disappointed to see it there. Sometimes you see it in twin flame reading, you go, ugh, Three of Swords, really? Why does that have to be there? Because that's you can see how much, there's a heart there, and look at the size of the swords, look at the size of the person. That's pain and suffering. But it's a catalyst energy. So what have you done with your pain and suffering? Have you brought some level of fortitude forward out of the pain and suffering that you've been through in order to bring this Ten of Pentacles into fruition? It is literally the all and the everything. And you can see there's a couple in the middle there, right? See how they've got each other, and then they've got this abundance raining down on them. And then here you've got the Four of Pentacles, which is saying you're going to be selfish about what you draw towards you. So you're going to understand what those instincts are and why you choose what you choose out of here. Even though it comes from a place that might be loaded with anxiety, even if you don't quite know what the abundance is on the other side, Spirit's saying keep gathering, keep learning, keep growing, keep filtering, keep bringing towards you the things that are powerful and plentiful that bring you into this level of abundance out of this catalyst energy. If you had not been through a level of Three of Swords energy, I don't think you could catalyze the next phase. It feels to me it's not something you're going to go through, but an energy that you're able to draw upon as you move into the next cycle. The push from the universe, see, this is kind of where I feel like I'm going to make sense of this energy, because the Justice card is the push from the universe. So if we go, this position is the culmination of all the energies that are currently happening cosmically, and what we've got going on. You've got this big super moon in Capricorn, and on opposing Cancer. We've got the Sun in Cancer at the moment, and you've got those two energies playing in your public, in your private spaces. Then you've got these retrogrades happening with Saturn and Neptune, and then you've got that Pluto retrograde happening as well. All of these, and there's more retrogrades to come, by the way. These are the two I'm looking at the moment, or the couple I'm looking at the moment. But all of these energies are about, when something goes through retrograde, it's like backtracking over where you've been. So these planets have already moved through the zodiac. They've already moved through these energies, and then they stop, or they station, and then they start to, it looks like they move backwards through the sky or backwards through those zodiac signs. Now, out of this energy, what you're going to get is the justice of everything that you've put into this scenario, which is kind of why I was leaning heavy on the fact you've got the Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles side by side, is because you are going to get justice for all the work you've done to move through any heartbreak that you've been through, or any suffering, any kind of turmoil that you've been through. You're going to start to gather the benefit of all the work you've done. The push from the universe says we're going to backtrack through those energies, and we're going to give you the justice you deserve, or you're going to get the fruits of your labor. Now, if you've done nothing through that energy, the result will be you will get nothing, right? Or if you've pushed down a path that's been, you just want to sunk into chaser energy and not ascend your soul, and not move through the twin flame journey as a path of ascension, you'll get the justice of that, right? You will get what you've put into it. how you're showing up in the 3D is in the Knight of Swords. So it is a big communicative energy, right? And we've just had Mercury come out of Gemini, but I still feel kind of like that has a bit of a lingering effect. Like it still feels like it wants to be communicative. Now it's moved into Cancer, which is going to have, it has a more moody feel, let's face it, Cancer does, but it is a very loving energy as well, very nurturing energy. But this is still a very communicative energy that's dominating in what you want to do. Like it's like you want to say your piece, you want to charge forward, you want to move in the direction of your dreams. Now look at that, you've got the world in the soul space. No wonder you want to be vocal or you want to be communicative, right? You're ready to reap the rewards of everything you've been through, and you're ready to move into that new space of abundance. But like what we've got to do, we've got to continue that filtration process and make sure that your dreams and aspirations, that your head and your heart are aligning, that you're trusting your instincts fairly. Now, to have the world and the soul space says to me that you are graduating into that place where you are listening to your intuitive voice a hell of a lot more than you ever have before, and it is going to move you into a space of justice. What we've got in the challenge position is the Six of Pentacles. So this is where it feels like this reading becomes a challenge for Divine Feminine, because here, and it's related to these two, I would suspect, right? So Spirit is going to want to rain intuition down upon you, right? It's like you're going to be bombarded, maybe with downloads, maybe with information, maybe with people's opinions or signs and synchronicities. It feels like you're going to get bombarded with information that relates to the stage of the journey that you're at. Now, fully concede everybody's at different parts of the journey, but everybody feels the collective push together. And it could feel like you're being bombarded with signs and synchronicities, but as yet, not everybody knows how to manage them without anxiety and without stress. So you might have a scenario where it's like you've been in separation with your twin, and it's like everywhere you go, everywhere you just see their name everywhere, you hear songs, you see movies that you watch together, or the leading character in the movie is his name and it's got the same birthday, his or her name. However that plays out, it's like you're getting pushed into anxiety around the options that you have because Spirit is bombarding you with information, right? And the advice is let it be a creative spark, because look at this. You are about to come to the end of this burden. It's going to backtrack through it's going to be a little bit of pain points there, right? It's going to backtrack a little bit through your pain points in order to bring you into these blessings, right? In order for this Ten of Pentacles to move into the main part of the reading and not just be an underlying energy, what we need to do is keep filtering, keep adjusting, keep moving, keep growing. Don't sit stagnant. This energy wants to move. It is a retrograde energy, so it's going to come back through something that you've already been through. And that will be different for everyone. Whatever the lesson is that you get revisited over, it's going to be different. For some people, it will be you've moved into union, and then it will feel like the energy falls away and you have to revisit what happened there. Why did we come into union? Why did we fall apart? For others, it will be we've just moved into separation, and the pain of the separation will come back around for another revisit to go, what are you going to learn? How are you going to move? How are you going to grow? It'll play out differently for everybody, but what it's designed to do is bring you to the end of the burden of that lesson, right? It won't mean union for everyone. It will mean the end of the burden for that particular lesson that you're going through. Let's have a look at what Divine Masculine is doing with that energy as well. Let's look at what they're doing. Oh, I've got some really, I just want to say it feels like some strife energy, like Empress comes through as a push from the universe. Wheel of Fortune is how they're showing up. Temperance in the soul space. The challenge, there it is. This is what I was feeling. Some strife energy in the Divine Masculine. Let's have a look. The advice from Spirit is to walk away. The likely outcome is they don't. Oh, and I just shuffled that. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. So we've got the Ten of Cups, the World, the Tower. I told you, I'm feeling strife in the divine masculine energy. Look at this. Someone who thought they were all that and they had it all going on, right, is about to have a mad upheaval in their life. Look at this. Now, because they came out in the order that they did, what we're looking at is somebody who was thinking they had everything, who was thinking that they were on top of the world or they'd managed to get to the top of the tree and whatever they're doing. And here comes the divine to crash it all down. There's definitely some strife in the divine masculine energy. Look at this. They end up out in the cold, away from the person they love, and knee deep in lessons. That's not even kidding, is it? Right? Look at this. Look at this. This is someone who had, if you know, this could be a person, place, or thing, but whatever they'd moved away from you to, whatever they were sitting in, where they felt like they were king of the castle, so to speak, is being crashed down, right? They were on top of the world, and now they're being crashed down and being left out in the cold. Holy moly. The tower doesn't exist anymore. And they look at this Queen of Cups energy. They're learning how to love again. This is an interesting energy, but I'm feeling the strife of it. Like I'm feeling the rattle in the energy. Push from the universe is the Empress. So we are looking at or kind of want to say this in a couple of ways because I'm seeing the crashing of one story, essentially I'm looking at the Empress as like building up a new story because she is around fertility and birth and mothering and nurturing. So I'm kind of leaning on the meaning in this particular reading as being they want to birth something new or there's fertility around something new. That would be backed up by the fact that the Wheel of Fortune comes in how they're showing up, that it looks like they've turned the wheel, that they want to change their life, that they're moving, shifting, growing, or at least that's the push against them because their likely outcome is the Hangman, which is interesting. I might have to dig a little deeper. In the soul space comes in the Temperance card. So I like this in as much as it feels like the creation point is very neutral for them right now, or it's very beige, very vanilla, and that is the place with which they can launch something new. That's what's happening in the soul space. Even if it feels like what's going on in their life, strife is coming towards them, right? They're actually viewing it with some level of healthy respect or some level of understanding that this life change is necessary, even though it feels very uncomfortable. And we have the Five of Wands coming into the challenge space. So whatever scenario they found themselves in, whether they moved on to another relationship away from you, or whether they've moved towards you and then pulled their energy back, they're sitting in conflict with the way that they've moved through that scenario, and they know something has to change and something has to give. This feeling of friction or this feeling of fight that's coming against them is actually in contrast to the temperance that sits within their soul. So when you sit in temperance in the soul, it really is going that the creation point is good. If the universe creates from a point of zero, it doesn't create from the positive, it doesn't create from the negative, it creates from that neutral point, from the 0 point. Or if we look at this infinity here, I always say the creation point is where these two cross. This can be out on a positive, this can be out on a negative, but where it really creates is the interchange of the two. And so this is kind of what I'm feeling for divine masculine, is the soul space is really sitting at this neutral point, ready to launch into something new, but as yet not doing it. The advice from spirit is whatever chaos is playing out in this scenario, leave. Whoever is causing this chaos in your world, whether it's work, whether it's family, friends, whatever they have chosen as this third party entity that keeps them otherwise engaged away from their. This is saying leave. Get in your boat, pack up your bongos and go. Like, you don't need to be sitting in a situation that's causing you abuse. You have the universe supporting you in building something lovely, in building something new. And, sometimes I would look at the Empress and go, this is divine feminine showing up. But in this, I'm not seeing it as literally divine feminine. It's like, it's fertile ground. Here is that we're at the creation point, and here is the fertile ground. What we need is this wheel to turn, and for them to embrace that a new lesson in life is on the way. Whatever is crashing down around them, however they feel out in the cold, whoever is causing this is a level, this could even be a level of abuse, you know, someone who is bringing something world-class negative into their energy, because I'd often see this as the card of fleeing abuse, and this is like the advice that's being given. They've got rough waters pushing up against this boat, right? And the only good idea is to get in this boat, move through the choppy waters and into the calm in order to birth something new. Now, for them to get to these conclusions, the likely outcome is that they might disappear altogether. So it's like, you might not see, I mean, if you're doing a sneaky stalk on any of the social media, you might see that they completely disappear while they're making these life changes. So they might suddenly not have a social media profile at all, or they just don't post on it. They're not being public, which is interesting because we're back to that full moon ideal of sifting through what is public and what is private, right? And going, what are the head over heart decisions? Where are your dreams and aspirations actually taking you? What's the filtration process look like in order to get you to the next level of your life, or the next lessons that want to play out? So for divine masculine, it looks like they want to take some time out, even if they flee, right? If they flee their situation, what I suspect is they will do it very privately and be like incognito almost, or like not exposing their plans to other people immediately, which you know, it could leave you second guessing where they are and what they're doing. What would divine masculine say to you if they could? Let's put another level on this energy and see what's going on. What would they say to you if they could? Let's have a look. Whoa, that one just wanted to flip out of the deck. Oh, look at this. Oh, sorry. This one jumped out of the deck. Two of Cups. So we're going to take that as an overarching message and go, what else would divine masculine? Let's bring these two voices together, Spirit, and go, what would he tell you directly if he could? Rightio. Queen of Cups in reverse. Page of Wands in upright. Page of Pentacles. No, Three of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Ace of Pentacles in the upright and the Three of Cups upright. Okay, so if we take this overarching message, it's Two of Cups, which is suggesting that he has soulmates on the brain. I would tell you, if I could, that you are my soulmate and my defenses are coming down, right? I know that I've withheld love, and I understand, but I've always held passion for you, right? I know that I've been defensive. I know that I've pushed you away, but I've got to tell you that the overarching energy that I experience is that you are my soulmate, and that when we were together, I experienced a soulmate energy. What am I really struggling with is knowing what to do next. Like, I feel like I've lost my way, I've lost my path, and every time that I pick a path, it feels like it comes unstuck for me, right? It's like I choose a new path and I move down the energy of feeling like I want to make new starts, and you know, I take down my defenses and I open my heart, and it just feels like everything comes unstuck, right? Like I can't find my way. But what I want you to know is I still hold this spark for you, this divine spark in my heart that says we are connected. I know I've been defensive, I know I've withheld love, but what I want you to know is that you factor into my scenario, right? I have another influence at play. If we are the Two of Cups, I have a Three of Cups at play. There is an overarching energy that is interfering with my ability to move forward. But what I'm attempting to do is sort that out. That's what the underneath says. I'm always attempting to make fresh new starts. I'm always attempting to make things better, even when it doesn't go my way 100%. I feel like I want to put another layer of energy on this, and I've got, let's do these ones. Like I kind of want to go, give me just some specific energies that are around divine masculine. Just some specific energies. Alchemy. I think I've got these upside down. I'm not going to take these in reverse because they're not that kind of card. Alchemy, communication, compassion, root chakra, belief, and prosperity. See, this is kind of what I'm picking up in that last message. It just does feel like it's reinforced. Divine masculine is truly trying to make big changes. Like alchemy comes through when it's the scenario of like I'm trying to turn lead into gold here. I'm legit trying to turn lead into gold, and my ability to make that happen is, you know, everything needs to line up absolutely perfectly for me to be able to do that. And I think what I would communicate to you if I could is that my heart is still full of love for you. And I am compassionate to the fact that I've treated you poorly. I'm compassionate to the fact that there was a soulmate connection here that I turned my back on, or I've made it very, very difficult for us to be able to move forward in a positive way. I just can't get my baseline right in life. Look at this, the root chakra comes in over the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is someone who just feels like the weight of the world is always on their shoulders. And it's like it doesn't matter how hard I try, I just can't seem to get it right for everybody involved. But look at this, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Belief card, it is someone who's truly got a vision in mind for where their future is going, which is exactly what this super full moon should intend. With it being in Capricorn, we should start to be able to go, I know where my industry, it's like power and passion coming together is kind of what I want to say, which will move them then into prosperity. And then we can look at this energy as wanting to celebrate. If we then, because look at this, we can go, yeah, this is the third party situation going on up here, but here is the cup I actually want to be involved in. And the Ace of Cups is fresh new starts. That Ace of Cups is really jumping out at me when I see this one over the top. And look how similar the colors are in these cards. So this is someone who truly wants to sit in their blessings, right? Prosperity. And then the traditional meaning of this card can feature celebrations with family and friends. It can feature that way. So I'm thinking that what this message is trying to get across is that if I continue to work really, really hard on my baseline lessons, I understand this to be true, that we are soulmates and there's a soulmate energy that has occurred between us. For me to be able to move into connection with you, I know I have to be able to communicate. Look at this. At the moment, it's a defensive energy against it, right? It says I can't communicate. I'm too defensive, right? But this says when all the conditions are correct, when the conditions come through correct, I will bring through my whole heart with all of my compassion for what you've been through. I will be grounded in who and what we are. And this will then be able to lead us into a more prosperous and giving scenario where we can create something new. Let's get some Divine Love Oracle over the top and just see if we can round out this message a little bit. What have we got, Spirit? We have got Meet Me Here Again for Divine Feminine. We have got Surrender with the Divine Masculine. And we have got Union for the connection. Oh. See, this is what I was feeling. Oops. I'm having a cracker here, knocking things over. Divine Feminine, she is like literally, as we look through this super full moon energy, meet me here again, right? Like I said to you, the energy wants to backtrack from where it's already been. So it's like it wants to revise feelings. It wants to revise ideas. It wants to revise goals and dreams and prospects and options. And Meet Me Here Again says, within that energy field, I want you to come back to where we were. I want you to connect with me once again on that space where we were soulmates. I know this picture is really hard to see. It's kind of like this idea. If you look carefully, there's like two figures, but they're kind of cosmically connected. See how it looks like they're in the universe and they're cosmic beings connected by one sort of source energy. So it is a bit hard to see sort of I hope you can get the gist of what's here, but like, it's meet me here again, that place where we know we are one, that place where we know we are joined for forever and a day, that place where we are one soul tapped into one consciousness. Meet me here again. Now he's saying to you, here, look, do you see like the similarity in that energy? Like they've got that, look at this. I don't know if you can see it. Like I'm seeing these two people, right? They've got this arch over the top. And then here you've got these two people. You've got this arch connecting them over the top. And they're sitting in like a cosmic space. So like if this was the message saying divine masculine is telling you, I know that we're soulmates. I know that we sit in this energy. And then divine feminine is going, meet me here again. Meet me where? Meet me here. This place where we connect to soulmates. Meet me here again. This place where we know love and we know connection and we understand exactly who the other is. So divine masculine is getting to the point of surrender. Now here's the kicker with surrender. Surrender is the last station before you move into the process of union. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that I talk about union as having its own ascension process, right? So you can move into union and then you start the process of ascension in union. But the step really that happens before you move into a union phase is a surrender phase. It's like where you give up the fight. Now look what we've got over here, right? This message is repeated. I am not going to be defensive anymore, right? This card, if it comes through in the upright, would have been, I'm holding my ground. I'm still really, really defensive. I'm not going to let you in. This card came through in the reverse, and Divine Love Oracle says, Divine Masculine, surrender. Surrender. Lay down your guns and surrender. Let's not stay in separation. Lay down your guns and surrender, because the next step for the connection is then union, right? Look at that, it's union. And that, look, as union has its own phases of ascension, and that you could be watching this and you could already be in union, but going through a surrender phase in union. You could be asking your partner to meet you again in union, or you could be coming into union for the first time, right? You could be going, this is the goal, or this is understanding that you always have this soul tie going on. Union will mean different things at different stages of the journey. I promise you, it's not a cookie cutter energy for anyone. And when you come into union, it has its own challenges. But right now, what we're asking Divine Feminine is saying, all right, Divine Masculine, you understand who and what I am. You know that this connection exists. Look, I can't get over how like these two cards kind of manifest. This one's kind of like the, you know, it's a much more let's say 3D, because of the way that the figures themselves have a more 3D aspect to them. But these are the like the 5D energy, and it's like, let's bring it all together. Meet me here again in this place where we know who and what we are, and meet me on this soul space. Meet me, you know who I am? Well, meet me here. Meet me here again, because I want to reconnect. And then Divine Masculine, your time to surrender so that union can come forward. Okay, I'm going to wrap this reading up here. Like, it's, to me, that's a pretty clear-cut message as to the filtering process that's currently taking place with the current energies that are moving forward. So we'll wrap it up there, and I'll say, in faith, hope, and love, it's bye from me for now.